Hey everyone, welcome to the Theater of Football. This is Patrick Heinrich here, and I'm joined by my good friend Mike Hodum. Mike, how's it going?
Great, Patrick. Through to the fourth round of the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, exactly. And I should say that I am reporting live to you today from inside of an airbag. So if my background looks a little bit strange, it's because I am trapped inside of my car's airbag.
He's not on the set of Dexter, everyone.
Not on the set of
Don't
Dexter.
don't don't get excited.
Yeah, so we had a fun match against Luton Town in the League Cup. Not a very interesting fixture, but Mike, I hear that you were very excited about some performances.
Yes, after the Crystal Palace match, which left much to be desired from anyone who set foot on the pitch that day, it was easy to impress me, perhaps. I'll preface this by saying, yes, Luton Town is a championship club, but having seen Lindelof disaster class on Saturday and seeing McTominay give, in my opinion, little to no effort, I was encouraged when I saw the 18 announced that neither of them were involved. I think that was the right decision, first of all. And secondly, their replacements, well, Fred, who I'm going to talk about first, wasn't necessarily a McTominay replacement. I think Madic kind of played the role that McTominay should have played on Saturday. But Fred came in. I thought he took his opportunity really well. Again, it's against Luton Town, but he provided tons of energy, good tackling, played some excellent passes, and I thought he had almost a man of the match performance. I say almost because of the next man I'm going to get to, and I may be going a little overboard, but I haven't seen a center back play like the way Eric Bailly did today for a very long time, at least in a United shirt. And there were four moments I could point to in the match where he shined. And the first one was in the 16th minute. First 15 minutes, I thought we dominated. We played a lot quicker than we did against Palace. We just didn't score. Their keeper, I think, made a really nice save from Juan Mata. But 16th minute, Madic and Maguire and I think Fred kind of got caught out on our left side of the pitch there, and Luton was able to work it out to a 2-on-1 basically on they're down their left, our right side, and Wan-Bissaka, I don't even know where he was at. I don't know if he was in the same county or what, but it was 2-on-1 on Bai. They had the man over, and man carrying the ball was running at him, and Bai just had this confident look about him, like, I got this under control, it's okay. You let him run at him. He stayed in position, good position between the runner, the ball, and the goal. And he basically forced the decision to make him make the pass out wide, because that's the low percentage, the best odds if you're the defender is push them out wide. So he finally, the player carrying the ball gets to the edge of the box. He pushes it out wide, and Eric Bailly gets over to cover it. Now he didn't get the challenge in. The player for Luton took the shot quickly, but it went in the side netting, and Henderson had it covered anyway. But I thought that was good, calm defending. Bailly can be a bit rash, but that was a situation there with 2-on-1. You don't want him jumping in. And I've been critical of Lindelof backing off players, but this was a situation where you can't necessarily rush things, because you dive in on the tackle and suddenly you have two players by you, or you dive in on the tackle and he's able to slip in the pass before you can get to the ball, and that other player's straight through on goal. So I thought that was smart defending, intelligent defending. And the second bit of good play I saw from him was late in the first half, when two Luton Town forwards were able to basically play their way around Maguire and behind him. And Bailly came across to the second forward, who was further up the pitch. And Lindelof would have been there to cover too, but he would have just backed off and let him run at him, probably get by him. Now, Bailly could get away with that because he has the pace to recover, but Bailly was in no mood to do that. As soon as that player got turned goal side of him, he put in the challenge, basically wiping out the ball into touch for for a Luton throw-in, and we're able to get numbers back. That's good, solid defending. It wasn't rash. The ball was there to be won. He took care of it, and we're able to get numbers back and recover and start over again. That's Patrick. I think that's winning football.
Yes.
He took the bull by the horns when it warranted, and another moment in the first half when it didn't warrant it. He just played solid and played the odds. And got rewarded both times. Both times he made the right call, and some of his criticisms can be that he can be rash, but he wasn't rash. Now moving into the second half, I'm going to get to pinpoint moments where Lindelof has made mistakes recently, and Bailly didn't in this game. So the first moment was, watching the match, you could think this was fairly innocuous, but we sat here after the Sevilla match, as you recall, Patrick. I talked about the 2 yards that Lindelof could have covered to be in the right spot for that cross for Sevilla's winner.
Yep.
Bailly did that in this game. Now it was similar. It was similar. They had the ball out on our left. With Brandon Williams. Maguire got sucked out there, and they were able to work out an opening to a good crossing opportunity. Well, Bailly was standing there right on the 6-yard line, level with the near post. The cross came in right where it should, right where it's, marking space, knowing where the dangerous spots are. If you don't have a man right next to you, then mark the space, mark the area where they're gonna cause the most problems. And that's what he did. He stood right there. He was able to clear it out with his left foot. And again, something Lindelof could not do against Sevilla. So that was very noticeable in my eyes. Was wow, he was actually positioned where he should be in that situation.
He made Roy Keane proud.
Exactly. Now the last situation, which I think everyone watching the match would have been aware of, was the 80th minute. Luton had a corner, and we have not defended set pieces very well in recent years, obviously. And the corner went into the back post where Nemanja Matic was beaten in the air, and it was a great header by the Luton player. It was headed for the near post, and Henderson nearly stretched out behind him to claw it out. But all he could do was claw it back to the Luton Town defender. I'm not knocking Henderson, because in that situation, just keeping it out was spectacular.
Yeah.
But he's lying on the ground. While this is going on, Bailly's marking a player roughly in the center of the goal, and he's tussling with him. And he works hard to stay goal side of his mark. You remember the Southampton match, stoppage time.
Yep.
Corner kick.
Yep.
Lindelof does not say goal side of his mark. Gives him a tap in. Well, Bailly stays goal side of his mark. Now, this player wasn't about to get a tap in, but being goal side of your mark, 3 yards out, seeing your keeper make the save, he recognized the danger, got back on the line, and the Luton player who had the header had the follow-up, sent it towards the far. It's heading in, but Bailly got back on the line and cleared it off. He recognized the danger and took action. But setting that up, he didn't just let his man go thinking, oh, the ball's over my head, somebody back there will deal with it. No, he stayed in the proper position, tussling with him. You don't want to tussle too much with VAR and all that now. But, he stayed goal side of his mark, and that allowed him to be in the right position to move those 2 yards back onto our goal line to clear the ball off. And to Eric Bailly, yes, big round of applause for finally showing me a United player, United center back, who can deal with various aspects of complicated game situations and know what to do. And too bad he's injured so often. He seemed to get through these 90 minutes. Okay, hopefully he'll be available for future selection. But thank you, Eric Bailly, because that was anything else that made the match worth watching, was seeing him do that. Plus, he made 2 excellent passes that split the lines out of defense as well, which haven't seen. I guess that's the reason to keep Lindelof in is because he's a ball-playing center back, but I haven't seen a decent pass out of him ever. So
right.
Eric Bailly made 2 excellent passes today. So it was really a complete performance in my eyes from him, and it was finally a joy to watch if you like defending. I mean, which I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the workhorse part of the field. It's not the like attractive, awesome part, like forwards are. But you think that the defensive coaches really took the hammer to the team this week in training after the Crystal Palace game?
Yeah, I would think there was a lot of extensive work on the training ground with the defenders, drilling them well. And Eric Bailly's credit, I mean, he had to have known Lindelof's performance was subpar.
Yep.
And he didn't let that get in his mind like, oh, he's been picked ahead of me so many times. He must be better. No, he went out there and took his chance, did his job, flat out, did a great job. And I'm very happy for him because he has had so many injury problems. And I do think he is a good center back. He just can never seem to get a run of games without, unfortunately, picking up an injury. Having said that, though, we still need to sign a center back this window.
Yeah, that was my next question to you. Eric Bailly is great. Sometimes he's injured. Maybe we need somebody, as another center back. So on that, Mike, have you ever heard any news about transfers?
No.
All right, me either. Move along. That's as much as we give that nowadays. For more extensive coverage on that, listen to our podcast. So we have coming up, we have a match with Brighton this weekend, and actually might end up playing them twice next week or in match week within 2 days, based on their position within the League Cup. So how are you feeling about that matchup?
I know they just beat Newcastle 3-0, but I would fancy us in both games. I know Ole said it's going to take 4 or 5 games for us to get to playing where we should, but I think he's just making pre-excuses. He's got to send the message to the players, whoever he chooses on Saturday, that they gotta do a heck of a lot better than they did against Palace. So I think it's a match we should obviously win. If we face them again in the League Cup a few days later, we should win that too.
Yeah, I was surprised that Ole said that, because you'd think that instead they would say, my team better get up to speed really quick, otherwise there's going to be big problems. Not, we need time to get running and get operating. I mean, when you have Donny van de Beek on in the post-match comment saying it's terrible to lose, it's also terrible to lose at home, as your comments from one of your newest signings, you think you better start taking the next matches more seriously.
Yeah. I didn't like him saying that. I mean, in our filming or taping on Sunday, I brought up Luke Shaw's comments about players, I guess, being disappointed that they haven't had reinforcements yet. And at first, I loved it because it was like a shot at the Glazers, a shot at Ed Woodward, a shot at Matt, a shot at everybody upstairs. But then I'm like, no, you can't. That's not an excuse. I'm sorry. You got to go out there and beat Palace. And this is the same thing. I mean, we played deeper into the season. We had a little than everybody else because of the European commitments. We had a little bit of time off. So, yes, we came back late. Premier League gave us an extra week to prepare. Without that, we would have had no weeks to prepare, it sounds like. But, they should still be relatively fit and not too distant from one another where they're trying to learn how to play with each other again. No, I don't.
Yeah. Luke Shaw, you're expected to play one match without saying that you need someone to back you up. There's an expectation there.
Yes, that's just 2 matches, then maybe you can say that. But we expect you to play one match.
One match with no complaints, at least.
Yes. Oh, well.
Well, I'm feeling confident about our Brighton matches as well. Yeah, they, like you said, they did win over Newcastle, but I feel pretty comfortable in our position. I think um, I think you would be supportive of adding Eric Bailly to the starting 11. I take it then on this coming match.
Well, I'm worried about his injury record, so I think we should bring back Lindelof. No, we need to start Eric Bailly. I'm sorry, he can't have that type of performance. I don't care if it's it was against Luton Town. I
Yep.
understand that, but he can't play like that. And then you come back and bring in Lindelof, who was at least partially at fault for all 3 goals in the last league match.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
What's one player you want to see start in that match?
I'd like to see Henderson. I want to see Henderson start in the Premier League in goal. I mean, De Gea had a good save on the Crystal Palace match. A nice, quick no look reaction play. But I thought in general, his style of play hasn't changed. There's still always the potential for a lot of errors and a lot of mistakes. He's too slow with the ball when he gets it. He's not confident about getting it out and feeding it up to the players once he gets it. So I want to see Henderson in the goal. That would be my one thing that would be great to see.
The one thing from today's performance with Henderson that you didn't really get to see is Luton didn't really didn't press high up the pitch like you see most of the teams now in the Premier League do. So obviously they're not in the Premier League, but they didn't do that at all. So he didn't really get tested in terms of his distribution or with the ball at his feet. There wasn't much of that. I think he played one pass under no pressure, trying to pick out Wan-Bissaka up the right wing, but overhit it. But then again, if you're gonna miss a pass, I'd rather you overhit it than underhit it. So that's not the worst thing. But you didn't really get to see that. He made the spectacular save, which could very well be our save of the season already. I thought it was fantastic. It was former goalkeeper, so I'm gonna back up my goalkeepers. But it was spectacular.
Well, also one thing too that's really nice is I know he didn't get a lot of business until that point in the game, pretty much. But we've seen so many times where De Gea gets so complacent, and then at the end he just lets those go. Lets those zingers go by with like not even trying. And the one thing I liked about Henderson is that if he's going to stay spring loaded throughout the entire match, I think that's something we definitely need, especially if like we catch our rhythm and start playing more high press attacking football, as Ole would like us to play. Then I think he's going to need to stay spring loaded through the match more.
No, that is an excellent point because I believe that was his only save of the match.
Right.
And he had to make. I mean, it was a spectacular save, and it was like he knew Modic was going to get beaten in the air, which I think De Gea, like you say, he gets complacent, and I think he expects defenders to deal with it. I don't know where he's been the past
I know, right?
6-7 years. I mean, he's been standing right there watching defenders make mistakes time and time again. But yeah, sometimes he just expects. It seems like he expects the defender to deal with it. And he won't be called upon. Henderson, 80th minute, didn't have to do anything for 80 minutes. He was ready for it.
Yep.
And that's an encouraging sign because, like you said, if we start getting the style that Ole wants us to play going, then we should be limiting the opportunities that our opponents get, not like we did in the Palace match.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it would also be nice. I was not a fan of the way Pogba played versus Crystal Palace. I know I didn't get a chance to join you on Sunday and air my grievances about that. But I would love to see Modic back out on the field. I would take Fred over Pogba for Saturday's game.
That's fair. I mean, I think Fred, the way he played today, he may have played himself into contention for the starting spot. And I think in Pogba's defense, he had come with the coronavirus. To me, he did not look match fit. He did not look match sharp.
Sure.
I think that's on the coach. That's on the coaching staff, mainly Ole, for putting him out there when he had Van de Beek sitting on the bench, who was in shape and was at least looking sharp leading up to the start of the season. And he looked pretty sharp again today. He didn't get a chance to add to his goal tally, but I would have given him the nod over Pogba any day. The way Pogba looked, I mean, he had to have looked like that on the training ground, I would think
Yeah.
too. So
Well, that too, and there was an opportunity to take him out at halftime.
that's true. Yeah, he did wait extremely long to take him out. I mean, what was it, the
Yeah.
63rd minute?
Yeah.
Took him out eventually.
Well, into the second or in the beginning of the second half.
He's probably thinking, well, I want to get him an hour on his legs. Well, he could barely do that. I mean, he did not look
Yeah.
he did not look fit. He did not, and I don't think that's his fault, given what he went through. He may have been like asymptomatic,
Yeah.
but still, he's at home, he's isolated, quarantined or whatever. I imagine he wasn't doing the same as much that he could do. He probably couldn't do the rigorous workouts to stay in shape and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I thought he was a player that definitely needed to be eased into the season,
Yeah.
combined with his injury record over the past year and a half or so.
Right.
So I gave him a pass. I decided so. Of all the players who played poorly, and it was quite a bunch against Palace, I gave him a pass because I felt like he should never have been out there in the first place, and that wasn't his decision to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Coaches and management don't get passes. They have the opportunity and the wherewithal to make those decisions too.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Fred and Modic, we didn't see them on Saturday. I don't think they returned to training until Monday or Tuesday. So
Yeah.
I was encouraged today also that both Modic and Fred, they looked fit though.
Yeah.
Fred especially. Fred was all over the place. He was just a dynamo. He was fantastic. But Modic, I mean, he's not the fastest, of course, but
Yeah.
he covered the ground. He looked like he was in mid-season shape or form. So
Yeah.
that was encouraging considering how late they came back.
Awesome.
I would agree with you. I would like to see Modic and Fred and Bruno as our midfield three.
Yeah.
Nothing against Donnie, but
Yeah.
I'm just thinking he's going to head back to the bench. And Fred did play. I thought Fred did play better than him, and I just think with Modic in there, everything just seems to click better with everyone. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't do anything spectacular usually, but
Yeah.
everything just seems to work. I don't know.
Yeah. He's a good adhesive.
Yeah,
Holding everything together.
that's right. He's a glue. He's our rubber cement.
He's our rubber cement. I'm sure he would appreciate that. All right. Well, on that note, the curtain is now closing on the Theater of Football. So thank you all for joining us today. And for Mike, I'm Patrick, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, hello. Thank you for watching the Theater of Football. If you think Mike got it wrong yet again, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below.